Hey everybody, just want to thank everybody for coming out. I love seeing so many people out here and supporting this great program. When I first met Roger and Don, and they gave me a chance to hear their story and Dan's story, and I got to hear what Dan went through, and it's really touched home for me. It made me realize that that's what I went through, and that's what every AYA goes through. So I was 21 when I was first diagnosed with lymphoma. I had large grade B-cell percolate lymphoma. They say the more syllables, the worse it is, but I don't know if that's all that true. So I was diagnosed, and I remember the day I was diagnosed. It was me and my mom. We were in the hospital, or in the ENT office, and she had come in, and immediately she just had to have a somber tone in her voice. She didn't seem that excited. Well, I thought I was there just to find out that my post-op surgery, my cyst was just all good to go. The moment she said lymphoma, my mom just starts busted out in tears. She's crying uncontrollably. And I felt like the walls just moved down on me. I didn't know what to do with myself. I'm 21 years old. I'm in the prime of my life, supposed to be invincible, and it turns out that I was diagnosed with cancer. From then on, it got to be really difficult. During treatment, you see, when you're in treatment, you enter this world of medical jargon. You enter this world of talking to, just meeting with people that are, telling you you're going to be fine, but at the same time, you don't really know. I think the hardest thing was the lack of normalcy. I had a 1 week regimen. Every 2 to 3 weeks, I would be in the hospital for a whole week. All my friends were going on doing their own thing. They were out, partying, and they're 21 years old. That's what they're supposed to do, right? And it was really hard to realize that I felt really alone. I felt like I was alone. I had not met a single other survivor or fighter until 6 months ago. And I feel like that's when my real healing process began. When I finally met someone and realized that this is something that a lot of young adults go through, and you're not alone in this fight. I feel like that's 2 years after my last treatment, and that was 2 years that I feel like I almost lost, because for those 2 years, if I would have realized that there was a community out there, I would have been able to better cope with my diagnosis. So when I heard about Dan's House of Hope, I realized that that's something that all AYAs need. They need normalcy. They need to have that companionship with other fighters and other survivors, because when you're sitting there and your friends are doing one thing and you're sitting stuck with tubes in your chest, it's really hard to think that you're not alone. So I honestly think that this program is absolutely something that we need. I mean, I can't tell you how great it would have been if, while I was going through treatment, I could have just walked into this house, and I feel like the moment you go through those doors, you wouldn't have been a patient anymore. You would have just been another kid hanging out with all of your friends at that house. So I feel, I just have to thank you guys again for coming out. It's absolutely wonderful to see that we're starting to get some interest in this group, in AYAs. I feel like they're often put to the wayside just because when you think AYA, you think strong young men and strong young women just living their life, and it's really hard when they can't. So.